Welcome to the Points in the Paint podcast, Stadium's NBA podcast. Ben Wittenstein.
I am Zach B in the place to be. Zach Badger House, always in the house. Being, what's up? Semifinals, baby. We are here.
I know, it's exciting. I moved apartments this weekend, and I was trying to catch as much basketball as I could. So my whole weekend was moving and just watching basketball in rooms that weren't even prepared with couches or anything yet.
Hey, a TV in a room is all you need, especially if you got some internet. All you need is some internet, a TV, and a room, and that's it. You good to go.
It was good. It felt good. I was eating crappy fast food and watching, Lakers and Warriors and Kings and everything. It was great.
All your utensils and pots and pans ain't unpacked yet, so you gotta have
Chinese food action.
All the way squared away. That's good. I'm glad you got that situated, and I'm also glad you're still able to fit in and squeeze in
little basketball.
NBA action.
Little basketball action going on because there was a lot of it this weekend.
Yes,
Zach. There was a lot going on. We had some series finish up. We had Game 7. We had a lot of stuff going on in the NBA world. It's like I get a little anxious getting this podcast out because it's like we got games tonight. We got games tomorrow.
Yeah,
got to make sure what we're talking about is relevant and everything.
Absolutely, every day. And so make sure you just stay tuned and locked in with the Points of the Paint podcast, right? Wherever you get your podcast, at Points Paint on the social feeds.
Yeah, everywhere.
Wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, just wherever. Points in the Paint, baby. We here all playoffs.
Here we go. Let's do it. We got one big thing coming up as our first segment. One big thing, Zach.
OBT.
We got to talk about the Warriors.
Yes, we do.
Closing out the Kings on the road in Game 7. Steph Curry, 50 points.
Burger, 50 wings, no fries. We don't need no fries.
Classic Steph.
Yes.
2015, 2016 Steph.
I hate it so much. And let me tell you something, because I thought about this last night. I wanted to tell you this. You want to know something? My mom, big Steph person. Big Steph fan.
She loves Steph.
Big Steph fan. Big Stephen Curry guy. A woman. She likes Steph. She's big on Steph. I hate it so much because she used to like LeBron. But now she's all Warriors. Yeah, she's all Warriors. She's all Steph. So that's who she's rooting for. I talked to her last night. So, Mama, if you see this, I know you're rooting for the Warriors. I know you're rooting for Wardell. But we rooting for Bron. Well, I'm rooting for Bron.
This is going to be a fun series. It's going to be a fun series. And, we could talk a little bit about Game 7, but I want to look ahead afterwards. Mm-hmm. But, it was an incredible Game 7. Steph Curry, 50 points. Anytime someone gets 50, let alone in a Game 7, it's huge.
First time
they become an
history.
Amazing player.
Mm-hmm. And then my question to you being, does Klay Thompson owe Wardell, Stephen Curry, like a car, a case of wine? Does he owe him anything? Because he was not great.
No, he wasn't.
Klay Thompson was pretty bad in that Game 7, and it took all of those 50 points. Granted, Warriors won by 20, but it took all of that 50 points from Steph Curry to really put them over the top.
Yeah, what he owes him is a good game. He needs to give Steph the night off for one game, at least in a playoff series. He's got to let Steph. Steve Kerr was taking timeouts in Game 7 just to give Steph rest. So Klay needs to come out at one point in this series against the Lakers and just go off. He needs to have a 35, 40-point Klay Thompson night where he makes 7 or 8 three-pointers. That's how he pays it back to Steph. And I think he still has that in him. We just see it a little bit less and less from Klay.
Yeah, it is less and less. And so I'm looking forward to that matchup, man. So, Ben, Sacramento Kings, I'm looking forward to seeing what's basically going to happen with them next. They had an incredible season, right? De'Aaron Fox, like I said before, clutch player of the year. They had the highest offensive rating in NBA history, which means only thing that means now moving forward is that they got to step it up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's the problem. They got to fix the defense. That's what killed them in the Warriors series. Yeah. You have to step up defensively. They couldn't stop. Offensively, the Warriors are one of the best teams in the NBA, but you have to be able to stop them at least a couple of times to let your offense do anything, because their offense could score 120 points at the drop of the hat.
Exactly.
Your defense can't stop anyone. What's the point?
What's the issue? And so, you can't have a guy like Terrence Davis guarding Wardell, Stephen Curry.
No.
Because it's who is Terrence Davis when it comes to that situation? But overall, I thought, them picking up Sabonis and, for the trade, I thought that was huge. Hopefully he comes out and plays better sportsmanship. And
I know that made some people mad. That made Draymond mad. I get it. I don't know if Draymond's the one to be talking about sportsmanship. I don't think that's, don't throw rocks in a glass house and whatnot. But I get the point. The point's made. Maybe don't be a baby about it. We saw what happens. We're going to talk about another baby of sportsmanship later on in the show. Saw what happened to him with his team. So I get it. I don't know if Draymond's the one to be saying it. But Sabonis, he'll come back. He'll be better. I think he's in the prime of his career at this point for Sabonis. So they got him in his prime. I think De'Aaron Fox is entering his prime at this point in his career. So they're going to have two major players in their prime.
Yep.
and they got some young players coming up with them. Davion Mitchell's going to be really good. He needs to lead that team defensively.
You think so?
I think he's got to be that team leader defensively, and I think him being a little bit older, another year in the league, will help him be more vocal, hopefully, because defensively in college he was great, and that's what they want him for. That's what he has to be in the next couple years.
I like that. Malik Monk, too, as well. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the features for Sixth Man of the Year. He was definitely aiming for that award. So I like to see what he does moving forward for this team. You know, obviously they re-signed him. And so I want to see what they do. Keegan Murray, you know, first rookie to get, you know, all those threes. He beat Donovan Mitchell's record. So this is a promising team under Coach of the Year, Mike Brown. They got all these accolades this season, right? They had a rookie go out. He's probably going to be first team all-rookie. Coach of the Year and Mike Brown. De'Aaron Fox, Clutch Player of the Year. Malik Monk was pushing for Sixth Man of the Year.
Yep.
It's a team on the up and up. So I'm hoping
the
Sacramento Kings can keep this momentum going into seasons to come.
It's just the beginning for the Kings, I think. For the next couple of years, we're going to see an actual Kings team that's not the butt of a joke. People aren't making fun of them.
Yep.
They're seriously going to be a top 5 team in the West, I think, for the next 3 to 4 years if they play their cards right and they don't Kings it up and completely collapse the next couple of years.
Yeah.
All right, we got another series who the Warriors are going to be playing. That's Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes, sir.
They take down Dillon Brooks and company.
They did.
And the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's tough.
Win the series.
Yes, they did. You kind of fell off the wagon. Well, you didn't necessarily fell off. You asked the wagon to stop, and you got off the wagon as it relates to the Memphis Grizzlies.
I think we can look back at the tape before Game 1, and I'm like, Memphis is winning the series.
Yes.
They're going to win the series. The Lakers aren't good. They haven't really shown much to end the year.
Day to day.
Grizzlies are rolling in. How can we trust the health of the Lakers? And completely everything I said, the opposite happened.
Completely opposite.
Lakers were healthy. Davis,
playing
90% healthy.
Yeah, he's
played
playing
pretty well.
Decent, yeah.
LeBron played great.
Yes, he did.
Austin Reeves played great.
Yes, he did.
D'Angelo Russell came in clutch.
Rushi Hashimura was playing well.
Yeah, who could have seen that? You know, like they had every player that they needed to help LeBron and Anthony Davis step up and play well. And on the other side, you know, Ja's injury didn't help.
It didn't. The hand injury was tough for them.
Yep.
No Steven Adams, no Brandon Clark. So they were missing players. Like, let's not get it twisted in Memphis Grizzlies.
They were what we expected the Lakers to be.
Exactly. And so when you see it from that perspective, yes, it probably would have been a little more competitive had they had that front court lineup that they usually have out there, the Grizzlies, with a Brandon Clark or with a Steven Adams in the lineup. It just allows them to do more and have more opportunities on the glass from a rebounding perspective. You know, those small things with the game within the game. And so, yes, being they didn't have them, but hey, it's
no excuses.
Too bad, so sad. It's no excuses. You got to go out there and perform. You saw what Ja did with basically one hand in one of those games, 40-point performance, right?
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
It's a tough break for them, but now it's just be humble and come back
check
next
yourself,
year. You know
figure it out. And I know Ja said too. He said, you know, my thing with the police reports and the fights he was getting, and he said that definitely didn't help the team this year. That was a bit of a distraction, which was probably 100% true. You know, he was missing from the team for a week or two because of all that. So you get a clean slate, go through the offseason, come back fresh, new, hopefully more humble. They kind of realize
word for that team.
You can't trash talk until you win stuff.
The words next year for them, the slogan should just be stay humble. Just stay humble. Stay humble, stay hungry. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Stay humble, stay hungry. That should be the slogan for the Grizzlies. So Grizzlies social media team, that's what I want to see.
Stay humble, stay hungry.
In their bio.
Just a little bit of cash for the payback,
hungry.
And that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this series.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got the Lakers moving on. We got Golden State moving on.
We
have Steph versus LeBron again. And you're seeing all the memes. You know, if it was Steph LeBron in 2019, people would be like, we're sick of that. It's 2023 now. We get Steph LeBron.
Yep.
We're like, yes, give me Steph
more.
LeBron.
Yep. People were tired of it at first, like you said. Now I need some of that action. You got to appreciate it, too, in the moment, like Draymond said. Just appreciate what we have with Steph and LeBron, because when they're gone, they're definitely going to be missed.
Yeah, it's the end of an era when they're gone. So luckily we get to, hopefully not for the last time, but we can treat it for the last time, LeBron versus Steph in the playoffs. What are some keys? What should each team look to do?
I mean, the Warriors just keep it the same, right? Spread them out, you know, try to play small. I think this is a series where, but again, I just want to throw out the fact that the Lakers beat them 3 out of the 4 times this season. I don't know how you feel about that, Ben.
That means I like Golden State.
See, I like the Lakers, and I figured you would like the Warriors, and I wanted you to be rooting for the Warriors because I'm rooting for the Lakers, so we can have a little beef within that series.
Fair. Here's the thing, and I hate to admit it, in a recorded segment that'll go online. I like the Warriors. I don't mind to see them lose.
Okay, that's fair.
I've kind of become a bit endeared to the Lakers.
I told you.
I brought this up last week. They've got kind of a fun camaraderie with each other. Juice. They got fun players.
Dougie, he drinking some of that purple and gold juice.
It's not. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit for the Lakers.
Austin, D'Lo, they getting you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to see the Lakers maybe advancing. It's the Warriors. They're defending champs. We've seen them. The Lakers, last time they won the title, it was in the bubble, and they couldn't even have a parade. So it would be kind of cool to see LeBron get to the finals, see Austin Reeves, what he has to do, D'Lo, you have Rui. Like, it's a fun
team, all these different pieces. See, you like the pieces that surround LeBron and Anthony Davis now, as opposed to what they had before the trade. So I like the fact that you're kind of swinging.
I'm getting on board.
You know what I'm saying? You stopping that wagon. Yeah, you might stop the wagon to pull over and jump on board with the Lakers. I like that. I like that.
So I don't know. I think the Warriors have been playing their best basketball lately. I think they had a pretty easy series, though.
You thought so? I mean,
excuse me. I think the Lakers had a pretty easy series.
Yes.
Because the Grizzlies were hurt, as we talked about.
Yes.
The Warriors have been through the grinder. They've been through a really tough team.
They did.
So they're coming in sharp as a knife. You know, iron sharpens iron type of thing. I don't know. The Lakers, I'm feeling the classic Lakers mid-season team is going to show up at some point.
At some point in this series?
Might be this series.
Okay. I'm hoping that it only happens periodically within the game.
Yes.
I don't need a whole game where the Lakers are out there looking like they were in October and November. I need them to buckle down, especially from a defensive standpoint, from the perimeter being. Lakers got to show up.
Yeah, they got to shoot a bit.
On the perimeter. Defensively, no, they got to stop somebody. They got us, bro. Ja went for 45 with one hand.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Not good.
That's not okay at all. So just imagine what Steph and Clay are going to do if they don't buckle down.
Stop those guards.
Defensively and stop the guards and Steph and Clay and Jordan Poole. Yep. So I'm looking for like a Vanderbilt to pick up Steph full court, start the game, out the gate, like on ball. Now, if they're not going to have Steph bringing the ball up, if they're going to have Draymond bringing it up, I need to see LeBron on Draymond or Anthony Davis on Draymond. And those switches as well being, I need Anthony Davis to be a part of all the switches in terms of Steph and Clay, because that's a big contest. And I know Day-Day won't be in the picture for that either in terms of just like shooting wise. Like I know I don't have to worry about Draymond Green shooting off a pass from a Steph or a Clay. So that's what I'm looking for from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, I think that's important. And you look at the way the Lakers have been playing, and it's, you know, they're going by the pace of their own drum, which I think is important. They have to control pace. They have to control how they run their offensive sets, because sometimes they rush into things. Sometimes LeBron can take some bad shots if he feels the pressure. It feels like he needs to make something. I think if they go at their own pace, they run their own thing.
Control the tempo.
Yeah, control the tempo. They'll be all right. I think they'll be all right against Golden State, but they can't let it get out of hand. Teams sometimes panic. Golden State goes on their runs where they hit like a ton of three-pointers, 2, 3, 4 threes in a row. Teams will start panicking, and they'll start rushing their shots, rushing their offensive sets.
Right.
You would hope the Lakers, with the experience that they have, can realize, all right, we just got to settle down. We'll be all right. We don't have to rush anything because they have to play their own game in order to win.
I think also the Warriors will probably play a little more careful than they did against the Kings, being because it was at times in that Kings series with the Warriors where they were just turning the ball over and were just playing so loosely with the ball. Steph, Dre, Clay, like all three of the main guys, the core guys, at times in that series against the Kings, they were playing a lot loose and were getting timely turnovers, which allowed the Kings to stay in the games and stay in that series to push it to 7.
What's the worry? What are we worried about going into this week? Because we have another series, Boston and Philly.
Mm-hmm.
What are we? There's a lot going on.
Yes,
Joel Embiid, injury, obviously missed game 1.
He missed game 1.
What are we worried about here?
Well, for me, Ben, that's my concern level. The big fella, the MVP probably of the league for this season, Ben, I'm a little concerned that Joel may not return in this series. Now, he possibly, maybe he will, but this LCL knee injury, it just sounds like it's going to be tedious, and I don't know if they'll have enough to win this series. Now, I do want to mention this, though, Ben. I do want to say this at least. That boy James Harden came to play for this series.
He did.
He came to play,
He
Ben.
did.
And when I tell you I was so surprised and ecstatic for him.
Yeah.
Bro, when the last time we saw a James Harden play that well, that style of basketball?
5 years ago.
Maybe.
4 or 5 years ago?
You may have to go back to OKC days, because even with the Houston stuff, like a lot of people were bothered by the way James Harden played in Houston because of all the free throws he would get. He would get like 15 free throws a game.
He was playing for the foul. And then they changed the rule for that.
Right? Exactly. So you fast forward, these playoffs, this first game, Ben, he was cooking.
He was.
There were hardly any free throws in this series.
No, and it's a change in you got to respect Harden for changing his game up. And again, you know how much I dislike James Harden in his game, but
you know how much we did.
Yeah, we didn't like it. We love to trash James Harden, but this is a different James Harden than the James Harden of 5-6 years ago, where he's just playing for the foul, he's leaning in, he's pump faking, just that's all he does is try to get to the line. Now it's a smarter James Harden, a slower James Harden. He really picks and chooses his shots. He tries to get the mismatch. You know, it's a little bit more fun to watch.
Yes.
And we could see how 76ers really relied on him. Now he got a lot of help from his surrounding cast. Tyrese. You know, he had help defensively and offensively. Is it sustainable?
That's my only question.
Is that sustainable? I don't know. I don't know if the Boston's a really good team. Is it sustainable?
But now, somebody got to play defense in this series. I just want to throw that out there. Like, one of these teams got to play D.
It'll probably be Boston, would be my guess.
But Boston, they shot 74% in the first half in the first game, as we both know. Philly shot 50%, was only down 3 at halftime. So the Celtics, I'm asking you, Ben, what's your worry level for Boston? Because defensively, they have to step it up, sir.
I am more worried about Boston than Philly, I think, in this series, because I think the pressure is completely gone from the 76ers, especially if they don't have
after
Embiid.
The first game.
Once Embiid comes back, they're all right, but Philly got home court now. They won game 1 on the road. They have home court. I am worried about Boston because Boston has the most to lose here. I'm worried about my reputation because I said Boston was going to go to the finals.
You did.
And now they look like they don't know how to play basketball. They don't know how to play defense.
Defense in particular.
And it's concerning when you can't play defense against a team that doesn't have Joel Embiid. Boston was double-digit favorites against the Philadelphia 76ers, and they lost.
At home.
At home. I don't know. I'm worried about them defensively.
They gotta wake up.
I'm worried about how serious they are because you know how I love to say teams are unserious. I watch Boston game 1, and I'm thinking, this team's unserious.
Going through the motions, right?
Through the motions.
It just looked like they were just going through the motions offensively and defensively. Now, they were striking on the offensive side of the ball, but you got DeAndre Milton coming in off the bench getting 17 points in the first half. That's not okay.
It's not good. There's a lot of like lower baseline issues that
with them.
If those aren't fixed, nothing else is fixed. And it's effort, it's wanting to win the game, and it's those like very basic playoff things. I didn't see that.
They have brain fart turnovers, the Boston Celtics. Like, they have turnovers that they shouldn't have. Like, they may get an 8-second violation at some point in this series. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, just because they have brain fart turnovers and mistakes throughout their games and throughout the series. So, and yes, they are still young a little bit, but they've been in the league a little while now. They've been in the league about 6-7 years now, Tatum and Brown. You know what I'm saying? So those small mistakes that they made, they need to clean those up. And they better win at home for the next game, or they're going to be in a heap of trouble if they allow Joel to just continue to get all this rest throughout this series. Because he doesn't necessarily need to come back for game 2. He's kind of playing with house money. Court. They stole home court, so we'll see what happens being with Joel in that decision.
Let's fly under the radar.
Ooh-wee.
Little under the radar action. What are people not talking about so much in this playoff?
I just feel like they ain't giving my man's Kevon Looney enough love.
Dennis Rodman, Kevon Looney.
Because listen, he giving you Dennis Rodman-esque numbers, you know, a little esque. You know, I was talking to Dougie Fresh, and Dougie was like, he really had the 20 rebound games last series, man.
He's Dennis without the crazy parts.
It's without needing to go to Vegas mid-series.
Yeah,
you know,
no Carmen Electra, nothing.
None of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm very proud of Kevon Looney's effort and ability to attack the glass, being against the Kings, he averaged 15 rebounds in that series, only 6 points. Who needs some points? 4-5 rebounds. So he was dishing it out too. He looked like a YMCA dude that played in the NBA for a long, long, long time against the Kings. That's what he was looking like, playing old man ball, just getting the rebounds, dishing it back out, guys getting open shots, open looks, second opportunities.
Basketball,
classic hoops.
Good for Kevon. All right, my guy, I want to give some flowers to Aaron Gordon.
And we giving flowers to defense. So shout out to that. I love the fact that we're giving flowers to defensive effort.
Aaron Gordon, his defense on Kevin Durant. Game 2. Whew.
Chef Kiss.
Clinic.
Chef
Zach.
Kiss.
Aaron Gordon, not only can he dunk the ball with the best of them, Apparently, he can guard the best of them defensively.
Ooh.
You want to hear Kevin Durant's numbers when Aaron Gordon guarded him?
I do.
Guarded him a little over 8 minutes in the game.
Okay.
When guarded by Aaron Gordon, Kevin Durant, 3 for 13 from the field.
Ooh, that ain't good.
0 for 3 from three-point line.
That's sad.
6 points.
Locking him down. It sounds like straight jacket, Kevin, Durantula, KD.
That's bad.
Easy money sniper.
Aaron Gordon. And we know defensively Aaron Gordon's good. We know that he's a pretty good defender, but this is
all
next
world
level.
KD.
Yeah, this is next level. This is Hall of Fame Kevin Durant in a big game 2 in the playoffs, and Aaron Gordon locks him down.
Still had 26.
Locks him.
Still want to say that.
Yeah.
He had 26, but he had to work hard.
Yeah, and he had other people defending him.
And the efficiency level was not all that great either. 2 for 12 for the 3-point line.
He was tired by the end. He
said he was flat.
Legs. He was flat. His shot hit the front of the rim at one point in the fourth quarter. Like, this guy was hooked. And it was because of Aaron Gordon. High flyer Aaron Gordon. I love the guy. He was such a good addition to this Nuggets team. And,
you always said that time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, his chemistry with Jokic is great, but you're trying to figure out defensively. He needs to really get it locked. And this was it.
Perfect opportunity to do so. Yeah.
This is how he fits with the team.
Your name gets called in a matchup like Kevin Durant, who's all-world offensively, can make any basket any given time throughout the game, and you go out there and you shut him down in that game too. I am proud of Aaron Gordon. Go out there and handle your business for that 3 for 13, 0 for 3 from three-point line. Like, you really handled your business on the defensive side of the ball.
Amazing. All right, never will I ever. What are we not going to do again? What are we? We have a lot of things we're not going to do again. Not going to bet, not going to watch, not going to believe in.
Not going to believe in.
Never will I ever. What are you never doing?
For me, I'm never will I ever believe in Tibbs.
Yep.
Coach Tom Thibodeau's ability to adjust his offensive game plan, his strategic game plan on the offensive side of the ball. I do not understand. So, the New York Knicks series, Miami Heat series, right? Jimmy gets hurt, sprained ankle. He's probably going to be game time decision for their following game. But in that game 1, the first game being, I'm looking like, bro, why aren't anybody going at Jimmy Butler? He's literally on one leg. Sprained ankle, Ben. Got a sprained ankle. Nobody's attacking Jimmy Butler. Like, come on now. How do you just allow him to just sit and not be forced to put in any effort or any pressure on that sprained ankle that he has? And so I'm looking at Tom Thibodeau like, bro, we got to be better, Chief. Like, you got to do something. You got to put Jalen Brunson in that situation. Somebody that can get him moving on that sore ankle. Yes.
Yeah, attack. 100% agree. I mean, Tom Thibodeau is going to make the defensive adjustments. Got to focus offensively sometimes, especially with that team. You see a weakness.
Gotta attack it. Like, it ain't rocket science.
No, it's not. Never will I ever.
Yeah,
what is my never will I ever?
You silly for this one.
I will never not stop laughing at Dillon Brooks. I will consistently be laughing at Dillon Brooks because, Zach, it came out today from our own Shams.
Yes, he did. Shams Charania, baby.
And he reported the Grizzlies said, under no condition.
Any circumstances.
Under any circumstances.
Any circumstances whatsoever.
Are they going to bring back Dillon Brooks?
That's so crazy.
Not, he can beg, he can grovel, he can pay them to play for the Grizzlies. And they said, nope, no thank you, sir. Be on your way. You really screwed the team.
Someone in the office said, it's a parade inside Turkey, yeah, because that's where he's going to be playing. It's a parade in China, yeah.
He's going to take a world tour.
He's going to have most improved player for the China leagues out there. So
that's a rough look for Dillon Brooks. You trash talk LeBron.
Yep.
You don't follow up the trash talk on the court.
Nope.
You don't face the media after the games, and then you start complaining that the media is trying to hound you and
call you the villain and like reverse it. Like, no, bro, you set this up for yourself. And everybody thought it was funny, and Kumbaya thought it was funny in games, and then you didn't respond in the games, and then you don't want to respond to your poor play to the media.
0 for 2.
So you fast forward all of that, and it looks like the boy Dillon Brooks is going to be a free agent. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be out the league.
Someone will pick him up, probably.
Somebody will pick him up. Maybe
that man needs to stop talking for a year, though.
But he got to stop talking.
Oh, God, if the Bulls pick him up.
I'm sorry I threw that out there.
No, why would you put that? We're right next to the United Center. They can hear us. Don't put that out there.
So, yeah, hopefully Dillon Brooks is able to get a job somewhere.
Yeah.
Who knows? But for now,
we'll see.
He's going to be laughing at Dillon Brooks because,
Buddy, stop talking.
Bad guys finish first.
Yeah.
So that's going to conclude this edition of the Points of the Pay podcast presented by Stadium. I am Zach Badgerhouse. That was my main man, Ben Wittgenstein. Dougie Fresh is on the ones and twos, and we appreciate him so much. Don't forget, you can catch this podcast wherever you get your podcast. See these lovely faces on our YouTube channel. Watch Stadium's YouTube channel, so you do not want to miss that. at Points Paint social feed to see all these lovely videos and just information about the podcast in general. Do not forget, ITA, Inside the Association, comes out Thursday. It's the playoffs, baby, so you do not want to miss that action with Sham Sharania, Pat Garrity, and my man Cam Smith. Do not want to miss that. Sharp Lessons. Can't miss that betting playoff.
Yeah.
What y'all got right now?
Betting, playoff betting, NHL playoff betting, everything.
Nice. So
you want to win bets? Listen to Nate,
the professor. Listen to the professor, Nate Jacobson, for Sharp Lessons with Ben Wittgenstein, and you will hear from us next week.